Alrighty then, here we are. Another wonderful day. I went to the gym today, getting out and done with things a little bit later than I like to be, but that's okay. I have an abundance of content today, or not today, but just here recently, and I can't wait to start talking to y'all about it. I kind of exposed myself a little bit on the video this morning, which I hope to get out into the world relatively soon. And then after that, I will be dealing with the Xbox Showcase, which my first video on that went live today. And then I believe that I can upload my video on Life is Strange tomorrow. And I'm saying all these things as if I'll upload this like in the run with all of the other videos, but likely this video will just get shoved to the side. But maybe not, because it's time sensitive, and if I release it in July with everything else, then it just won't make any sense. And so for the first time since having done this project, I'm releasing like a pretty consistent amount of like contemporary concepts. And so that's new. Usually I try and make videos that are not at all time sensitive so that you can watch them whenever and they'll still be relevant. But when I have this many like time sensitive topics that I'm actually looking forward to talking about, I really should capitalize on that and get those out into the world as soon as humanly possible. Got a lot of things going on and hoping to keep them going. I started my first ad campaign for Compression Man. Compression Man issue 2 dropped on Friday, and I've been trying pretty dang hard to get it going and to get a good following for it. And so we'll see where that gets me. I'm hoping that using YouTube's proprietary ad service gets me more genuine invested views and less disingenuous views. And I'm just going to keep grinding away and cranking out stuff until hopefully I get to a place where I have a pretty steady audience flow. But I will say initially I was not thrilled with the results of the Google ads. I think it just took it a couple days to find its rhythm, because the first 48 hours or so I saw almost no kind of traffic. I wound up with like, let's see here, I had I think 40 views on one and like 3 views on the other. I'm running ad campaigns for both of them, and I think every time I do an upload, I will run a campaign for every episode that's present and hope that the attacking it with as much ferocity as I can will get me somewhere ahead. It feels cheesy because it feels like pay to win, but at the same time, like everybody says, to leverage your unfair advantage, and I think that my financial status currently is my unfair advantage, and so I will leverage that as best I can, hope to build a legitimate audience off the back of these advertisements, and kind of go from there. It does make me wonder, though, because some of these videos in this video series have gotten nearly 1,000 views completely naturally, and so to be getting a similar number of views but through this paid service seems a bit odd. The other thing that is alarming, and maybe I shouldn't pay too much attention to it right now, is my retention. My audience retention scores are still very low. Like, people only watch the first 30 seconds of the video, and that's not ideal. YouTube is not going to promote videos that people aren't watching, or at least staying on the platform for a little while longer. And so if I'm just uploading a bunch of stuff that no one wants to see, or that no one's sticking around to see very much of, then it's going to be very hard to strive on this channel. But I think with Compression Man in particular, it's more about finding the audience for the product and less about the product itself. Like with these videos, I people for clicking off. This is more or less me just journaling for hours on end and trying to hit the mark of releasing a video every day for this year, the 24-365 challenge. And so with that being said, like I forego a lot of quality at the expense of quantity. And although I'm not completely bothered by that fact, I don't love it either. I wish that I could find some happier medium between the two where I am balancing both quality and quantity. But at the end of the day, I'm thinking that I just need to focus on quantity. I'm never going to make this goal happen if I don't focus on quantity, and that's kind of the end game here. And if I were to gain some sort of following or significant following or anything really from this project, that is just like a cherry on top. And a lot of people who have this very artsy idea of creation will say that you should create for yourself and not for others. Like, create something that you want to create and let the world find and appreciate your work. And I think there is something to be said about that, especially if you're looking for something that focuses on like authenticity and legitimacy. And so if those are your focus groups, then I think it is vital for you to be able to just create something that you want to create and let the rest kind of fall into place. Now, granted, I don't wholeheartedly believe in that. Like, there is a little bit of business that goes into this. As much as I want it to just be some artistic form of expression, there is business on one side of this variant that I'm hoping we can recognize and still make an artsy product and something that is passionate to me and stays true to me without being so egregiously business oriented that it just is obvious that I'm out there for the money. And so hopefully Compression Man is that passion project, and it shows, and people will watch it and appreciate it for what it is. I'm not convinced. Part of the biggest part, well, not the biggest part, but part of it is being convinced in your own work. Like, if you put something out and you feel like it's a good product, it's a good piece of work, then chances are other people will feel the same about it. And so I'm hoping that I can find my group of people, I can find my niche, and we can zone out, and Compression Man can be our thing. And hopefully it is, and hopefully it sticks, and it sticks around for a while. I'll probably keep it around for a while regardless. And that's another thing that's important to remember and maintain, is that a lot of these things take time. The idea of these overnight successes are almost always false. It might feel like an overnight success to you because you're just now learning about it and you've never heard about it until yesterday. But in reality, there's usually a nice mountain of stuff that went into getting to where you are. It's like the iceberg theory that a lot of people talk about with Titanic. It looked like this tiny little iceberg on the surface, but below the surface it was so much more. And you could probably compare a lot of people's internet successes to a similar concept, where on the surface it just looks like some people making some silly content that got them uberly popular, where on the other hand you can see all the work and everything else that went into making it what it is. There's this Sassy Sasquatch series that they continually advertise to me on my Compression Man channel, because I literally just started Compression Man, and it's cool to see how good the algorithm is at advertising things, because they are similar in terms of like their low quality animations that kind of come from the heart and hope to captivate an audience. And to see that these in my opinion, animations that are even less than mine are able to resonate with millions of people. Like this person's getting 3.4 million views when they drop a video. To see that, to me, is incredible, and it's something for me to strive for. Like I said, I still got to work on my retention, because my retention is just butt. It's just absolute butt right now, and I really want to be able to get that stuff, get it buttoned up, get it shored up, and get it to a place where my audience is popping in and they're excited to see the next episode. They can't wait, because that's something that I'm going to need to capitalize on, is this idea of anticipation. Because realistically speaking, I'm not going to be able to crank out episodes all that frequently. This coming episode will be done at the end of this month, or not at the end of this month, at the end of this week, which that's huge, but this is also like a significantly shorter episode than most. Most of my episodes clock in at about 6 minutes or so, and this one is looking like it's going to be like 3 minutes, and so I'm thinking that it will be, obviously it's going to be shorter in the long run, and that could or could not be a good thing, but it'll ultimately help to push things along. I want to get started on episodes 4 and 5 as soon as humanly possible. I want to get 5 out into the world before Halloween. It'll be my Halloween special. And so what I might do is, we have September, we have August, September, and October. So I might bring episode 3 out in August, because that'll be June, July, August. That'll be 3 months of making people wait. Otherwise, because I release in June, and then I have July, August, September, October. I've got 4 months, but only 3 episodes coming out. And so I could just skip a month, skip July, and do August. No, that's what I just said I was going to do, August, September, October. But it feels like it's going to be waiting 3 months to see the next episode, because the first episode, or the episode I just released, came out the 7th of June. So it'll come out early June, and then we might see something mid-August, mid-September, mid-October, and then you'll probably run until well into January before you see the next episode. And that'll be wild to be that far along, but also not that far along, if that makes any sense at all. To be 5 episodes in is a very exciting thing, but to be only 5 episodes in is also like, oh my gosh, how long is it going to take to create a significant amount of episodes? And that's just part of the reality that I need to face. We're going to say that we got 5 episodes cranked out this year, and with any luck I'm hoping we can do like maybe 6 a year, because I didn't start this, I don't think I started it at the top of the year. Did I start it in May or April maybe? I wasn't doing Compression Man all of 2024. I started out, I guess it was technically the end of 2023 when I started doing the things that I was doing. And so, I don't know, hopefully I can get somewhere good and I can settle in and just start being able to crank out content, because that's one thing with Compression Man, is I'm trying to monetize it, and I'm going the route of Patreon for that. And so if I could get to a point where it was funding itself and then some, then I could offer my animator a better deal and be like, hey, can you crank me out an episode a month if I double what I'm paying you or whatever, and see what they say. And because that would be I feel like that's a pretty healthy upload schedule, is to be able to average and upload a month, like a full episode each month. That also means that I, on my end, have to keep up with audio editing and cranking these bad boys out well enough in advance. Now the good thing is it's not so stressful that like I need to hold myself to these standards, but I will hold myself to like a standard, because I can't be like, oh, I'm going to release an episode a month and then 2 months goes by, no episode. Like, that's a big reason why I stopped following what few Patreon people I follow, is because none of them can keep up with the material that they promised. It's like, you promised me A, and we've gone 3 months now, and I still haven't seen A, and at what point in time am I going to start seeing B? And so it's just a whole lot of junk that we have to try and sort through and try and understand, and that is not easy. And I'm hoping that, like I said, right now I'm just focused on the audience, just getting an audience in place, getting eyes on the product, and growing in that aspect. Because as nice as it would be to be able to get funding through Patreon, there is a multitude of ways to get funding. YouTube ad revenue is a big one that a lot of people use and a lot of people leverage. My shorts are only like 5 or 6 minutes long. I'm not sure how much ad revenue I can muster from that, but I was looking at a video, or no, I saw a post that broke down like what YouTube pays people per view these days. And if they truly are paying people per view, like, that's nice, but I didn't think they did that anymore. I thought they dropped that program in favor of ad revenue. And maybe they're combined or one and the same, but I was supposed to be spending this whole ride talking about all the projects that I have going on, which I did talk a lot about. Well, I don't know about a lot, but I did talk a lot about the Xbox stuff, and Life is Strange will be coming back. It'll be interesting to see how that impacts my video making. It comes out the 29th, and I have zero intentions of buying the game. I might play it if it's on Game Pass. If it's not on Game Pass, then I'll probably watch someone stream it and give my professional opinions on it via the stream, because I refuse to support something that I don't think is going to be good. And I always will say that the best thing for any media that you think is garbage is to just ignore it. The worst thing that can happen in this day and age for anything is to get zero attention. If someone releases something and the world just does not care, that is a lot more impactful than if someone releases something and the entire world is making fun of it. Like, we care enough to watch your product so that we can make fun of it, which at that point, like, they've already gotten their money. You're watching the advertisements on this program regardless, or you're paying for your Hulu subscription regardless. And if they see that 1 trillion people are watching whatever show you're watching, then they're going to be like, oh, well, 1 trillion people watched it. Who cares if they all watched it so that they can make fun of it? They watched it, so we're going to greenlight it for another season so people can keep watching it and making fun of it. Like, if you truly want something to go away and you truly think that they shouldn't have made that something, then just simply ignore it, because that's just so much more impactful on media today, especially media that's got like a strong financial backing, for them to be like, we pumped $20 million into this and ain't nobody watching it. Like, that's a big deal. People are going to notice that. And so it'd be interesting for me to see how this floats. I know that the new Life is Strange will not be a flop, in the fact that they brought back the main character that everybody oohs and ahs over. And so even if people buy the game and then realize it's garbage, it's still too late because you've already spent the money on it. And so it's wild to think that we might get to a point where I actually just watch a YouTuber play a Life is Strange game rather than experience it myself. But that is looking very likely. Like I said, if it does not come out on Game Pass, I will not buy it, and I will not play it, and that'll be the end of that. And I will be doing my part to show my lack of support in the garbage that this franchise has become. And maybe, just maybe, they actually do something good with the with the product, and it isn't just hot garbage. But I do not hold a lot of belief that it will be anything aside from hot garbage. So I'm welcomed to be proven wrong, but I am not thinking that'll be the case. So yeah, hopefully between all these ideas floating around in my head, I'll be able to keep you all pretty well entertained, and definitely have a healthy stream of content coming. A healthy stream of content that's all relevant to what's going on in my life right now. Like I said, which is very different. I try and choose specifically things that are not time sensitive for the sake of not limiting my possibilities. But I thank you for stopping by. This doesn't look like it was the greatest camera angle. I need to get a dash cam so that I can find a better camera angle for you guys. The other camera angle that I was doing, you saw too much outside, and people are like, people are gonna like stalk you or something, and I don't want that. So hope you guys don't mind, and we'll see you next time, because there will be a next time.